Action, evening Dominic. Yes, it's a very special occasion. Quarter-final time. Great crowd in again at Llandudno. And I'm joined by, as you say, Darren Morgan. Expecting a good match, Darren.
Absolutely, John. This is going to be a real interesting encounter, as Dominic has already said. You know, both players play a very similar game. Just John Higgins plays it a little bit better than his opponent, but different night, different match.
Yeah, very much so. And what I would say, we saw the record at the start of the evening there, 9-2 in their head-to-head, but at the UK Championship, Zhou Yuelong was 8-0 down in matches to Ronnie O'Sullivan, but he won the next one. So they'd be thinking along those lines. He's one of the players from the China region that is a really good all-round match player. There's lots of potters and there are other good match players, but I think he's one of the best. I think his appreciation of the game and when to play safe and attack is as good as any of them. So he's a handful if he plays properly. Yeah, that red in the balk area is now not available, so I could make it a little tactical here. Cue ball down, top end by the black. Never really a fan of those games, but there's nothing you can do about it. You can't bring that red back into play. This is all you've got.
He didn't want the cannon into the other red, but that cue ball's come over far enough to cover the one to the right centre. Tried to play past the pack of reds there with that red he connected with, but no damage done. But what he has done, he's got Zhou Yuelong in a little bit of trouble. Might you just see a little roll into this back of the cluster. Not really a lot more he could do.
Zhou Yuelong went down to the yellow area before, just have a little look. See if he could leave the cue ball in the corner there. He'd be able to cut the one in the middle, but he didn't like it. And of course he would be leaving an easy out with that red that's near the green, so it's probably just a little tap into the pack again. Not an ideal start this for either player, but as I say, that red going in the balk area, what can you do?
Well, that wasn't his best one. It'll probably be a little wry smile off John. He won't be amused with it, but I think he'll see the funny side. He really decelled and quit on that one.
I'll tell you what it has done, though. It's forced his opponent into making a decision, because that red that's next to the pink is potable. But of course, if you miss it, you're leaving a lot. So much so, I think he's going to refuse it. That was almost like, I'm not falling for that one.
Maybe I think it's a bit tight to the red, to the right centre. There'd be a good argument for John Higgins to say he's probably the best match player that we've ever seen grace our tables. He'd certainly be in the mix of the top 2 or 3 anyway, but there'd be a lot would say best ever.
Oh, can he see the red over the green pocket? I think he can. Unless that one that's next to the pink is blocking it. And it is. Thought there was a gap there, but not to be. One mistake is going to be very costly here.
Well, he might decide to try and play a clever one here. That red to the right of the black, that's what he's looking at. See if he can play that onto the red nearest that right middle. All about getting the cue ball back. He's got a free shot at this. Yeah, he's got it too thick. He didn't make the pot, but he's got a good cue ball. So he's kept control.
Yeah, played that very cleverly there. Didn't get tempted into trying to get everything and play that and play position on the black. He just decided he needed that cue ball certainly over behind the black to stop that red over the green pocket. So he's got advantage here in this exchange. Unless John Higgins knocks this red in the middle pocket, which is not easy, and it looks like he's forced into it.
They don't come much better than that. Kept perfectly still. And this is why he's considered as, like I said, if not the best match player of all time. One of them, he just doesn't give an inch.
Yeah, generally, you know, the years we've played him, Darren, as well, over the years, you get very few presents. Everything you've got to earn. And even then, in that tactical exchange, you know, he was looking second best in it, and he's gone and rolled the red in, and he's at the table. He's usually got an answer for everything. He's been one of the greatest ever playing this game. It's interesting, the interview actually, before we came on, he was saying, oh, you know, there's people doubting. I don't know who's doubting John Higgins. I'm certainly not one of them.
No.
I still think he can win tournaments. Absolutely I do. I mean, he's been in 2 finals quite recently, so his game is still there. There's a very good chance he could win this week.
Yeah, it's funny because he was saying that statement quite a bit, wasn't he? And obviously he had gone 3 seasons without winning an event till last season, and he got his name on a winner's check and winner's trophy once again in the World Open, so he put that one to bed. But I'm with you, John. You know, every tournament he's there or thereabouts, isn't he? You know, if he doesn't win it, he's at the latter stages all the time.
15.
Yeah, it usually takes very good performances to beat him. What's been good recently, of course, is players who've given him headaches in the past, like Judd
60.
Trump and Mark Selby. He started beating them again. They've generally been 2 people who've played all right against him, but more than all right. So when you start beating those players who've been a little bit of a bogey, then your confidence is up. Funny breaks these, aren't they? You can be there, feel like a fortnight, and you score 30 points.
20.
Red's all down that end of the table. Very low value colours. Just got to keep going. Clear them all up.
$21.
A little smile as he come far enough for the cue ball. It's going to be very tight. I personally think he can't get through to that red. It is very, very tight. The red was a little bit further down into the pocket. He could play a little slight swerve. He's looking at the double as well over on that right side cushion.
Yeah, this is one of those shots that if you were just sort of dropping it in dead weight with a bit of side, you could change the angle, but at pace, well, he could get past it.
26.
It didn't look it, did it?
Absolutely not.
It's been, as I say, the last couple of shots very hard fought, and there's another one. This is not over the hole, this brown. Oh, as I say, he's only got 30 points. Good shot here. If he can pot the red and play a little cannon into the pack of 4 reds, try and hit the top 2 reds, try and hit the right one. And if he can do that, he'll flick off the pack, leave himself on the pink, and bring the reds into play.
That was the shot, as John said.
John Higgins.
Unfortunately for John Higgins, He didn't get the pot on the red. And that was an hard fought. A lot of pots for 30 points. And right at the important part of the frame, he chucked his opponent the lifeline. I won't say to win the frame at this visit, but he's got a great chance of getting right back in.
Funny one this, because I don't know whether I don't think the black is possible, so he's got to put a bit of power in this. Oh, he's hit that well. That was lovely. Nice piece of cue in that.
1.
Yeah, see how far he took the cue back there. Let it do the work. Impressive.
So. Eight.
Zhou Yuelong's cue ball's been very good this week. Matches I've seen it. Fair to say he had a decent run of the balls against Karen Wilson, but he really did hit it nicely. Amongst the balls, it was effortless. Just going to certainly maintain that with John Higgins.
15.
John's had a go at scoring, got 30 points. Yuelong's turn.
16.
Not easy. Those 3 reds just beyond the middle pocket on the right. You can get in behind at least one of them, but they're not that easy.
$23. $24.
Like you said, John, John Higgins potted a lot of balls for his. You're looking at now his meagre 30 points really. Whereas Zhou Yuelong, he's took high value colours with a couple of reds that he's got, and suddenly he's nearly enough all square. Well, when this pink goes in, it will be all square. And it looks like it's half the effort. But this is now where the interesting part of the frame comes, as John's already said. And 3 reds, there's that right cushion. Be a lot of work to develop them.
Yeah, I think the plan is obviously next red, maybe blue, and then stun up for the loose one. Need the ball cushion. And he's going to go up for the ball colour, I should say, which is absolutely fine. Stun down for that. I think green or brown are easy to get in behind that red I've mentioned. Those 3 on the right. So that'll be somewhat of a plan.
Well, you might even be looking here to move 2 of the reds off this green. If he comes off the side cushion, it's the middle one, half ball. He could push that into the middle of the table and push the other nearer the centre pocket. And I think that's what he's played, and unfortunately he's found the gap. As our great friend John Virgo, the late John Virgo, would say, there's always a gap.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice of shot. As I say, come what he thinks plumb. He'd probably been trying to play in the same place on the green off the other red that I mentioned first, so he obviously didn't fancy dropping in behind it. So because he didn't get the cannon, there's a lot of pressure on this mid-range pot. It wasn't close.
Zhou Yuelong. 34.
So started very tactical, and since John made 30 and Zhou Yuelong made 34, so it's going to be from here on in. I mean, even that little shot John's just played the rest, he's always giving you a bit of a headache.
Well, he didn't want the double kiss off the red, but he'll take it nevertheless. That's worked out very nice for him indeed. He's got his opponent in a little bit more trouble than he would have been. Got to be careful now with what he's doing. He'd love to play the nearest red to the cushion up and down. You got to watch the double kiss. If he tries to do the same with a red that's further into the table, he risks leaving a shot to the left centre. So could just see him play this full in the face. Try and get the cue ball down in the corner pocket. It's okay. He'd have left it a little bit closer to this top cushion.
Too risky to attempt a long pot, John thought, so safety it is. Once again, covering the two reds on the right with the brown. I mean, he's got a shot to push the red. He's got, well, there's a couple, but he could push the red between pink and black to the side cushion and leave the cue ball down there. But decides to go round the angles. Needs that cue ball to run a little bit. Closer it gets to the side cushion, the more difficult it is. And no one really gaining an advantage at the moment.
Play very similar games, don't they, John? These pair, so that neither is going to give an inch.
Well, there's a fair bit of thinking going to happen. I mean, look, there will be frames where the balls open up better. As it started right from the off with the red going in the balk area, but I expect there's going to be some tactical games. Say, because they're such a good matchup. Now, will he be tempted with this in the middle? May well be. Can't really leave much of it, only a speculative pot on the one on the right, and obviously the one he's taken is a possibility, but it's nearly a free shot, this.
I think John thought that was in. Maybe a little bit less pace. It might have just dropped, but it was very close, nevertheless. You give it every chance.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is no gimme either. It's not an absolute certainty, this one. Well played.
One.
Well played. Now, he's got that angle again that he had before where he caught the gap. Will he play the same shot? Bring the two reds into play? I suppose if he's going to win the frame, he probably has to.
Four. Zhou Yuelong.
Yes, he was a long way off with that one. I think he's been a little bit fortunate. He's not left anything easy. Yeah, you could see the movement then on the rest with his cue. Didn't put a good stroke on that one at all. This is not a gimme either. It's deceiving when you see it on telly. That looks like that's right over the all, but it's a good 10 inches away from the pocket. But he's had no trouble with it.
One.
Nicely on the black. Still a lot of work to be done.
Eight. Nine.
Yeah, this red in the middle. Likewise, if you get the cue ball right behind it, then you can drop it in. But any distance away from it or on an angle, not so much. Well,
John
not
Higgins.
only is it a surprise and miss, what about the kiss? It's come round, hit the pink and left Zhou Yuelong in probably the one place he can pot the red, even though it's not easy. Watch this kiss here. Very tricky this red though, Darren, isn't it?
Yes, and all he's going to be able to do is just drop it in. That was the problem. As you said, it was such an acute angle, wasn't it? So that bad miss on the pink from John Higgins has yielded a real easy opportunity.
Yeah, I know it's early days, but oh, John, don't want to leave the cue ball there. All he's got to do is find the top cushion. He's got a perfect angle on the yellow, on the pink to come up for yellow, and he's left it there. God, there's some mistakes here at the moment. Both players. I mean, John missing the pink was the shock, but that positional play was even worse. Anywhere with the cue ball near the cushion, it's frame over.
He's just going to drop it. I can't say because he can get to half the cue ball. So I can't understand why he's not playing with right hand side bottom to pot the pink.
Higgins. One.
That's a strange shot for me, that one. If he couldn't have got to that cue ball at all, fair enough, but he had near enough half the cue ball to strike there. Could have played it with right hand side. Okay, his opponent is in big trouble. Not only has he got it the yellow, he's got to get it safe. There's always a chance of that.
So you can see Zhou Yuelong putting his cue there. And obviously it's the easiest way to hit the yellow. But when you hit it, you can't really put any distance between the cue ball and the yellow if you hit it. So he's trying to look for another alternative. So it looks like it's top cushion, side cushion, and trying to hit it. Not easy to judge. But well played. How's your luck? Not great, I don't think. Can he sneak past the green? Looks like it. I think that's a very much potable. The only problem is getting past the brown for the green.
Two.
And because of that, he's overhit it. So back out with the rest again. Certainly is hard fought, this opening frame. Nothing's easy, either player. A couple of mistakes, both of them. Very good. Missed it. I think an easier one earlier in the frame, playing that little cannon to the cluster, but that was right in the heart of the pocket. So brown and blue to take a frame which really could have gone either way.
Nine.
Wow. Now, was that a ping off the cushion, or was that John Higgins? For him to finish there, I mean, I'm seeing shots here I can't believe.
I know the boys earlier on was on about the big bounces off the cushions, and again you're saying strange shots. Well, and we've said how fantastic his safety game is.
No.
So he's played two poor shots on the spin, really, the positional side of the shot and from this brown. I mean, I think that he has had a big bounce off the cush there, but that shot on the blue there, he won't be happy with that one.
No, that's a real collector's item, that one. I've seen John be disappointed with shots before, but the next one's usually absolutely spot on. But that shot on the blue was a horror story. Now, the only thing is, I don't know whether he can absolutely guarantee position on the pink here. Yeah, it always looked like he was going to be a cannon. There's John's shot off the top cushion that flicks the pink. He knew straight away he'd made a mistake there. And as ever, for Zhou Yuelong, when you don't want the pink straight, guess what it is? He's just got to stun it in and play the black in the middle. I'm saying just, it's a horrible shot. But that's the shot to play. Well, he might be dropping it and playing it in the other middle, but either way, it's a middle pocket and he's missed it.
Zhou Yuelong.
I would have preferred the stun shot myself there, I think.
He's actually played there, hasn't he, to leave himself a real thin snick on the black. Already 36 minutes this first frame and counting, as John said. The red going up in bulk right at the start of the game hasn't helped the fluidness of this first frame. It's been an hard fought tactical battle. Both players have had their chances. You don't see the up and down shot played that much these days. They much prefer now to play side to side. But he's played that very well indeed.
Yeah, you may see a side to side now. Not that it's easy. This is a horrible shot, but maybe the only thing that John's got. Pink on one side cushion, and as long as you get it there, whenever the cue ball finishes, so what? But just get the pink safe. Yeah, it's all he had, and he's played it very well. When you play that shot, you always want to get the cue ball slightly higher than the other ball. And it's exactly what he's done, because it just makes the safety return more difficult. Bad shot that, Zhou Yuelong. He's just looking there, John, to see that if he comes from the back cushion and hits the pink from behind, can he avoid hitting the black with the pink? That's the plan. Very good. Yeah. Not that I'm surprised.
As John has said, tries to get, supposed to get the cue ball a little bit further down the table. I'm surprised if John Higgins doesn't have a pot at this double into the right centre. He might elect not to play it, but he can play it in a way it's a shot to nothing. Just doesn't want to hit the far jaw. And he's one of the best doublers in the game, and he's shown us.
He's going to beat John Higgins. He's going to have to be sharper.
So a chance for Zhou Yuelong to settle himself again, because he'll be bitterly disappointed with the way that first frame went. He had a chance to steal it right at the end. This is not a game as a tester, but it's one they practice all day long, and they get them more than they miss. And you can tell how confident they play these kind of shots, because they always leave the cue ball these days this end of the table before the bulk line. That was about as good as he could do.
Yeah, say going on about him, it is surprising that first round, because I say I've did his match the other day with Kyron Wilson, where he was absolutely brilliant. He's probably made more mistakes in that opening frame in the two matches I've seen him play. It was just a strange one from his point of view. Gets back to playing how he's played this week, he will give John a game. Good, hopefully a good start here. Played that very nicely. The control of the cue ball there. Played in an area where he'd be on one or the other, but took the cue ball nicely round the angles. Oh no, surely not. What is going on? I have no idea.
Zhou Yuelong, 4.
Sorry, but you can't miss those.
I think he's frightened of it in that one then because of the big bounces they've had off the cushions. And he's just quit a little bit on it. So he is still on the black, and he has got pink to left centre. Both shots not easy. Pink probably guarantees him better position. But this will have to be cued well.
Yeah, and after the pink in the last frame he missed, which was a lot easier than this. Ah, good. Very good.
Set.
Yeah, and as you can see, that red next to the pink is still available.
8.
And that'll be one of the reds that he plays on and try and leave the cue ball low. So he can pot that and develop more reds. It's a good angle of it, as you can see. Players become very adept at that shot these days. Mind you, won't be able to play it now. Come down far enough.
30. 14.
So it'll be into the pack off the black, it would seem.
Twenty-one. 22.
All about the split now. Plenty of top spin. Yeah, it wasn't a great pack, Darren, was it? When they're flat at the back, it's very difficult to develop them.
29.
Yes, he'd have much preferred to have gone into them from down on the blue, but he gave himself the perfect angle on the black. All he could do was play into the pack at pace, which he done, give himself every chance. Sometimes the balls open up, other times they don't, but as you said, John, it was very flat, the pack. Always going to be hard for the balls to really open.
John
He'll have
Higgins.
been hoping that
29.
he'd have just slipped out of there and been on one. But it wasn't to be. The cushions do look like they're bouncing a bit, they're playing spring, because he hardly hit that red there, and look how far it's come down the table. So I think the table today has played a little bit strange with the reactions off the cushions. I know new cloths, I think, go on for the semi-finals, which will be tomorrow. So I'm sure whatever is going on today will be put right.
Yeah, the new cushion cloth will make a difference as well, and it sometimes just softens those bounces when the new cloth goes on. So we'll see. Makes them slide, makes the pockets nice for the first session or so, but it was interesting actually watching the other day, because after every session they iron the table, which is, I mean, when the matches are finished they iron it, which is making it even quicker. So one or two of the players are saying to me, I don't know why they don't just brush it and get the finger marks out and leave the iron off, but I'm not playing, it's not my department. But one or two were talking about it. Yeah, so I mentioned about them ironing the table. The table's already got heaters on as well, so they're the readings. I think I'm right in saying that the top and bottom one are what you want it to be and what it actually is, and the humidity is the middle one. So they're looking for 47 degrees, and that's what it is. It's bang on. So the table and the slate's already warm. I mean, these tables, the difference over the years is unbelievable how quick they are and reactive.
I think he'll be very happy with that result. He won't be happy that the pot didn't go in, but because he got the double kiss, trapped the cue ball this end of the table. At the pace he played it, the cue ball could have gone down the table and left a nice easy starter for Zhou Yuelong. But as it is, he's left nothing.
Yeah, it's struggling to get going, this match, isn't it? It's just a bitty. Now the players having a real chance in amongst the balls, and say it could have been changed by John's attempt into the pack that didn't come off, but it's pretty hard fought at the moment for any opportunity. Looks like a dump shot. Little swerve and the cue ball to the top cushion. There's a tempter in the middle pocket for Zhou Yuelong. And he's eyeing it up. He'll definitely be taking it on.
One.
That's one of the shots that you say is a confidence booster. Got to have a good technique to be able to play them. Got to stay perfectly still, deliver the cue in a straight line. And now he's in prime position.
Four.
Yeah, he played that lovely as well, that green. Really got into the cue ball to widen the angle with the side. And those reds,
5.
well, they're nearly nicely spread, certainly for the top right-hand pocket. And of course, he's got the 2 that'll go in the middle, so very decent scoring opportunity. And he really does need to. He's had to play the cannon. And why not with the reds near the middle? So they're all open now.
12. Third C. Sixteen. Seventeen.
Just the wrong side of the blue. You see him drag back a few inches. He's had to leave himself a lot further away from this red than he would have liked. You'd still expect him to pot it.
22.
And that's the problem.
23.
That's simply because he got the wrong side of the blue with that previous red. So he's made the pot there, but he's lost the cue ball. So again, as John said, a little bit of struggle for both players to get going at the minute and string anything that's of any size together.
Yeah, because of that, of course, there'll be a safety and it'll get tactical again for a while. But as I say, the couple of matches I've seen him play, this is very odd the way he's playing at the moment compared to what he's done so far. I don't know whether there's anything in the fact that it's, you know, he said at the start John Higgins is his favourite player, but I don't know. He's just got to do his own stuff and forget who he's playing against. He needs to get to the semi-final. But for whatever it is, he's not quite at it at the minute.
Zhou Yuelong. 23.
It's a little awkward for John to play the shot he'd like to play, which is a dump shot, because obviously that red towards the middle. So he's found this one instead, which is going to be very useful if it's behind the yellow. Goodness me. What a shot that is. How to turn a problem into a solution. Incredible shot. That's what used to annoy you like mad playing John. You think you'd have him in trouble and you'd come back to the table and you were worse. I mean, that's just horrible for Zhou Yuelong.
But I think, John, you hit the nail on the head a little bit earlier on. Zhou Yuelong, he's got to make the most of his chances. When they come, they're going to be few and far. But when they come, to have any chance in this match and to progress in this year's Welsh Open, he's got to take them. Your chances in the first frame failed to materialise them, and he has had a couple of chances again in this frame. He's never going to win. You would think the tactical battle with John Higgins, he's going to have to outscore him.
So it looks like it's the 2-cushion escape. Side cushion, top cushion, and try and hit the red by the middle. A very, very good attempt.
Miss. John Higgins 4.
Oh, that was close. It was nearly brilliant. Don't know whether John will take this. He might put him back in. Well, no, he is looking at it. And I suppose if you can avoid the cannon on the reds in playing this, then it is worth taking.
One. John Higgins.
It's like a rock hard amateur game of snooker this at the minute, isn't it? The old days. Getting a few points and snookering and running away. It's just the way the frame's gone.
Miss.
John Higgins close to that one as well. So a fraction off playing the 2 shots to perfection. I got to be fair. It's a shot I hated playing. It's still hate playing. I'd do anything not to play this shot.
I mean, I put my foot right in it yesterday, saying how good the players were, and Neil Robertson gave 55 points away. But generally, they're unbelievable at it. I mean, they're fantastic attempts.
Miss.
Now,
John Higgins.
is it a free ball? Maybe. So the referee will put a red next to it just to check to see if he can hit that one full ball. If he can, it won't be a free ball. Oh, and now there's a second test. Yeah, it's not absolutely as close as it can be to the brown, which is why he's just trying to feather it there without touching the brown.
No. Miss, is it?
So it's not a free ball, but he's going to put him back into play again. That was a remarkable passage of play yesterday. I've never seen a frame like it. Never commentated on one. Neil Robertson gave 59 points in the frame and penalty points, 55 in one go. Absolutely determined. He was very similar to this, to be perfectly honest with you.
And a miss.
And that is definitely a free ball, but I don't know whether it's any good, is it?
Ben, could you tell me?
Back again, yeah. He just kept trying to play out of it. Neil couldn't hit it. And in the end, had to change his shot eventually, but had a bizarre situation where he was 80 points behind. He could still win. All the reds on the table, but he nearly did.
Just on its spot, was it? Yeah. You're on. John?
No.
Foul. A miss.
He's probably getting a little bit further away
John Higgins
from it than closer. There's no surprises there. So I think Zhou Yuelong is thinking it's not coming off that second cushion like it should be.
First attempt was absolutely so close. But he should get it sooner or later. Well, he's actually getting worse.
Oh.
You can't
Miss.
work out what's happening with the cushions, so
John against 4.
he's getting a fair few penalty points here, John. I don't know how many goes this is, but it's a few.
Yuelong.
And the first attempt was very, very good. They've got slightly worse since, and he's getting a little bit agitated now, you would have to say. And he needs to keep his cool. I think he feels that it's not coming off the cushions like it should be. He's getting too big a bounce off that second cushion. It's changing the direction of the cue ball. Sometimes you've just got to play a different shot. You know, you can keep trying the same shot, but if you're getting the same result, try something else.
Yeah, that's what happened with Neil yesterday. Eventually he had to. So, it looks like he's going again. Well, the audience haven't got a bus to catch.
Yes.
This is taking a while.
John against 4.
Funny thing is, Darren, he can't even play like a hit and hope, can he, from where he is? It's absolutely horrible. Sometimes when you're in all sorts of trouble, you can smash into the reds and hope you might get it safe, but even if he plays the old hit and hope of a cushion, I don't know. Maybe.
Where he's put his cuba there, you'd have to say there's some value there, and going off the one cushion, trying to hit that bottom red half ball.
Yeah.
Slide past. You don't leave nothing. You hit half ball, you still don't need leave nothing. He's tried to rest on it, and he's gone past. Yeah, I can't understand why he's gone that way. He should have just played one cushion. Either it full in the face, or like I said, if he gets the half ball contact, he gets away with it. But that's been a dear little passage of play. Well,
It was obviously, well, I thought it was a bit tricky with the swan neck or spider, whatever he's using, so put him back in. But yeah, I mean, I like your shot. I like your shot better than the one round the angles, because you can keep going round the back of that red. So it is an alternative, but take 2 on this one. Not reaching, is it?
Foul.
No.
Miss. John against 4. Thank you.
Like, I don't know what you think, John. The miss rule is very contentious. In the amateur game at the minute, the rules, you know, the rule is if you think your opponent's made a fair attempt, no miss will be called. Well, he's given a load of points away yet. You know, he's made a couple of fair attempts, really. But the pro game, they play it different. Unless you hit that red, it's going back every single time. Well, he's hit it this time, so it won't be going back anymore. But there's a lot of points given away for one snooker. It's too much for a penalty, I think.
Well, he had the chance to play the shot he's just played first off, Darren, though, didn't he? You know, he chose to play the one round the angles, and he didn't. So, look, he's got away with this one as well. So, he probably should have played this one first off. But anyway, I don't know how many points he did give away, but it's plenty. It was 32, so a very handy 32 points, but when you see the way he's played the escape, he probably should have been playing that first time. Oh, that's no good, though. Just not quite there this evening. Going to find himself 2-0 down if he's not careful.
little bit fortunate for John. It's all happening here.
Yeah, I feel for Zhou Yuelong there, to be honest with you. Didn't deserve to be snookered on that one. Yeah. Horrible little passage of play for him. All those penalty points, and then you think you're going to have a red over the corner and you snookered on the blue.
Foul.
Oh, goodness me.
And a miss. John Higgins 5.
You don't see that every day from a professional player.
Sure.
This is going to be interesting. A lot of distance in between the red and the cue ball. Awkward cueing over that blue. So this isn't a gimme. You'd expect him to get it with that red being so close to the corner, but it's not easy.
And if he does drop it in, look where the black is. It's an absolute natural to get to the 3 reds. So I agree with you. It's not easy to do it, but it's position's all there. You can knock it in.
One.
So you can definitely get in behind those reds off that angle, off the black. Absolutely perfect.
8.
So I'd have to say it's another slightly bizarre frame to start this quarter-final. I'll be bothering John Higgins. He's 2-0 up.
John Higgins.
But that's
9.
enough. Zhou Yuelong nods his head. And as I say, it's very scrappy and a little bit bitty.
He needs to get on the board as soon as possible. Otherwise he could find the match slipping away faster than he'd like. He has had his chances in these first 2 frames. Both players, to be fair, have had lots of chances, but it's John Higgins who have made the most of them. Now, how's John feeling in his pomp? Used to knock these reds in, but no trouble at all.
Yeah, hit right across that one. So much so that the cue ball's gone way past where it should have done. I think he's been quite fortunate though, again. Hasn't left anything. Been 1 or 2 little runs of the ball. Certainly was in the last frame where John missed the red and covered it with the blue, so it can be very frustrating. Zhou Yuelong's just got to hang in there. Yeah, So you come to the table, and he's had a good run of the balls and left you nothing, and then you come back to the table, and now he's played a great safety and got you in all sorts. Because he can't play the dump shot this time. That red to the right of the black that's closest to the cushion, it will be possible.
If he cannot find an alternative, he might be forced into that red to the left. He looks like he's going to come off. He's looking at coming off the two cushions into that red, as John just said. But looks like he's going to go for the long one. Wow, such an horrible shot to play, and you could see it's difficult, tight off that side cushion.
It was, but there wasn't an ounce of commitment in that, was there? That really was a poor strike. Very worrying signs, as I say. Didn't even hit the jaw. No, he's not getting the best of it this evening, but it's very worrying for him. Doesn't seem to have much game at the minute. Yeah, Cannon hasn't worked out great for John here. Cue ball running away. So, don't know whether he can hold it. Might have to go right round the table. Ball in the pocket.
John Higgins 1. Zhou Yuelong 7.
Yes, he didn't miss a trick, does he, John Higgins? Again, what a fantastic safety shot. Okay, he didn't play to come off the back cushion and up behind the yellow. He'd have played to have got it tight on that cushion, but he's going to take that, and all of a sudden his opponent is in lots of trouble again.
He's usually expressionless, this young man, but even he's having a little smirk at what's going on here. He isn't having the best run, that's for certain. But sometimes that happens when you're not playing great either. But the last few shots coming to the table, he's been in all sorts of trouble. And this is equally as bad. Right, a good look at the table. This is very difficult to get out of. I suppose you could take a chance going twice across and try and drop into the two reds that are below the pink. Possibility if you could rest on those. Coming around the angles, trying to rest on the red that's on the top cushion is going to leave the red in the right hand pocket if you don't get. He's having a look there. Maybe he's thinking around the angles and trying to get into the red that's above the black. But whichever one he does, absolutely fraught with danger.
Well, it is another alternative, John. It won't be one that you like, but it's the 8-0. You know, everything else at the minute's gone wrong for him. So, you know, just whack it 100 miles an hour and hope for the best. Wow. He's played the controlled one. And that is very, very good. As long as he can't get through to the red, closest to the pink, that's a great, great shot.
Well, I gave him 3 shots and he ignored me and played a better one. Very good. Yeah, nothing wrong with John's eyesight at 50 years of age. That was a real thin clip. Couldn't quite pick the edges out. They're the first ones that really struggle with, but nothing wrong with his vision at the moment. Hard to believe we're in frame 3 and John Higgins' highest break is 30 and Zhou Yuelong is 34. Just the way it's gone, and very scrappy. Red that's to the left of the pink is the one that can give him passage back to the balk area. But it's slightly thick because you've got to make sure you miss the black. Yeah, played that nicely, but as well as he could have done. Surely not a plant through the gap. If this is a plant, Zhou Yuelong's head will fall off. It nearly was. Well, is he gearing up for this? Hasn't been convincing with his long game so far. Still isn't. They're not just missing those, they're not even getting near the jaw.
Trouble is, every time he's come to the table, he's faced with an horrible shot, isn't he? And instead of John Higgins putting him in all kinds of trouble every time.
1.
Yeah, he's in playing position now, and the balls, the reds, are split perfectly all around the pink and black area. Obviously, once pink goes on its own spot, that'll be tied up. Black is tied up. So it's not all straightforward just yet. But he couldn't have picked the reds. In practice, this is how you'd spread them around the table. So it's a good opportunity for John Higgins.
Yeah, he'd love to get that red that's off the pink spot. That'd be the one he'd like to get. He'd like to have the pink. If the pink goes on the black spot, it's going to get tied up. So he's just a little bit indecisive at the minute because he'd love to get into the cue ball and hold it and try and get that red off the spot, but I don't think he can do it here. He might have to just wait for that chance. And that's what he's looking at. And don't get me wrong, he can play on blues. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, he played to cannon it, didn't he? Try and get it off the spot immediately.
6.
And it's just gone wrong. May have to play a plant. Don't think he can get to the back one. It's near the corner pocket.
Would you like me to do?
Funny, Darren, isn't it? You play a shot like that, reds everywhere, and you land in the one spot you can't pot a ball.
Yes, well, I was going to say, you know, he'd do well from that blue to land in no man's land, but so far the way this match has gone, that's what's happening.
Set.
Yeah, an ironic smile. I mean, you couldn't guarantee he was going to get the plant, but the one thing the cue ball didn't need to be doing was going near the board cushion. So, as it continues to be a struggle for both players. Someone had said to me John Higgins was going to be perfect on the blue, and two shots later it was under break. I wouldn't have believed you. It's just one of those matches at the minute. Not much you can do about it.
Set.
Once again, though, you know, you made the point, Darren. He's in trouble most of the time. I mean, look what he's left him. If he plays the red that's near the top right-hand corner, and he gets the wrong contact on it, the black's in the way. If he hits it thick, it could be the green in the way. So that's not brilliant. And he's actually snookered over here on these reds, so it's just top cushion. Trying to drop on the loose red on the top cushion is his only way out.
Well, he's not quite on the cushion this time, but nevertheless, still a tricky safety he's facing. There's no let up from John Higgins. So I could see the same shot again. John might be able to play that red that he's closest to the left corner as a shot to nothing. You have to play it with lots of right hand side. Get the cue ball back down in behind the yellow and brown. If he can see an alternative, he'll play it. And that shot is available to him.
That's a good shot. Good reply. Now, is there a shot to nothing for John Higgins, the red that's near the pink spot? Possibility if he could avoid the red that's near the top cushion. Take that on. Play it with elements of safety, of course.
One.
Great pot, really good pot. Once again, the ball's on playing ball.
John Higgins. One.
He's looked at the potting angle. That'll be what he's looking at. Middle pockets shouldn't screwing off in the middle pocket, I don't think, but he might just be taking this. It's probably in the back of his mind not to screw to those jaws. Seemed a good shot at any to take it on. Yet again, pretty ugly table. Black out of commission, blue up in the balk area, green off its spot. Not great.
It's turning into a frame. Again, all the balls are getting tightly bunched together. So even if someone was to get in, it's not going to be a great scoring opportunity. It's following the same pattern as the previous two frames. Always knew this was going to be a hard match, but I got to be fair, I thought it was going to be an high quality game as well. It's just not happening for either player at the moment. It's all become a little bit of a struggle.
Can get past the green here. This is a red you've got to get pretty skinny. Hit this thick, you could hit the jaws with the cue ball. Yep, good shot, and he'll settle for that. Yeah, I don't know whether that red, the two reds that are near the corner pocket, it might be you could take the red on the right hand side and play that as a pot, because the cannon he gets on the other red might make the cue ball come out. This is a possibility to go for this. Oh, good shot. Bet he's on nothing though. Absolute guaranteed.
Brown ball.
So, have a bit of your own medicine, John Higgins.
Zhou Yuelong. What?
Well, another collector's item.
Foul. You miss. Zhou Yuelong.
Nowhere near his intended target there. Even though the balls are absolutely shocking. Two reds out in the open. Possibility of the one that's near the top right-hand corner being potted, but everything else is horrible. So he'll do well to score 20 and above here.
What?
Just because they're so awkward.
Set. Eight.
So it's as you said, John. Once we get the little bug, he's dispersed. He was very kind to him then. He giving him a new lease of life somewhere. And he tried to move a red and leave us off on the red he was on about, but as we've said, he's found a gap that wasn't really there. And now he's snookered himself. Just tried to clip that red to leave himself on the one to the right corner.
Zhou Yuelong. Footsie.
I mean, the one ball, obviously, you'd need if you're going to make any break with the way the reds are, would be the black on its spot. It's easier to get into those reds off the black, but very difficult. Good on the green now. But once again, how do you score? Anything else going to happen in this frame? Can't believe that, can you?
One. Zhou Yuelong.
Always going to be difficult to score, but how can you pot that red? Incredible.
It's all frame. John Higgins have had Zhou Yuelong on the back foot, but Zhou's turn this time. What a great shot that is. When they go right, they look fantastic, but when they go wrong, they look so bad. But he's played that to absolute perfection. Not easy getting the double kiss and getting it the right way.
Oh, good news, the Reds are in a better position. Or some of them. The bad news is he's left one for John.
Well, if it doesn't go past the green, it might just be on this blue. But a confident John Higgins would have played for the pink there. Seems to be up and down on a lot of shots tonight, as if he's had the confidence drained out of him. Obviously, you get through then to the pot and angle of the blue, hence the blues disappeared. He's nicely on the reds, albeit he's going to have to play the rest. But it's not a real confident John Higgins out there tonight. He's not, normally he's very fast flowing when he gets in. Doesn't take too long to make his mind up. He's a very fluent player.
So.
Yeah, try to get into the cue ball a bit more than that to screw back, but he's still okay. He can drop the pink in and come back, put the red in the top right hand pocket, but he definitely wants another few inches or so on the cue ball. Now, if he could pot this and leave himself an angle on the pink in the corner, the cue ball just a bit higher than the pink, he could play a run through into the two reds. They're on the top cushion, try and hit them right in the middle, and then he'd still maybe have the one on the right if that didn't go right. I mean, that's the perfect world if he could play there. Asking a lot, I know, off this shot to get there. But that would be the ultimate. Just too much, can't play that shot now. I think he tried to do it though.
That was a lovely little shot he played there. Most players would have dragged off the side cushion to have landed on this red, and he's played a lovely little dainty slow drag. This is where the fun starts now. He needs to get an angle either on the pink He's played to leave
20.
himself half ball on the pink to the left centre, and he might be a little bit straight there. He has got the slightest of angles, but it's not a lot to work with.
Yeah. Very easy to miss the pink here. Stretching yourself to try and get something out of it. Always going to be awkward, these two reds.
27.
So the visitor's got him back in front by 7 points.
John Higgins. 27.
Well, that was intended, but he'll take the result. Anywhere near up that end of the table with the red that he played, but got a little bit thick. Not an easy shot, I know. Nice shot here on the red if you want. Push the red side cushion, top cushion back down the table and cue ball across. Played it the other way, went through, but once again he's got him both ways behind the yellow and the green. So it'll be top cushion, side cushion for that loose red. Which of course he's bound to leave on. But that red that's on the top cushion is an absolute stinker where it is. Say with the black not being in commission, it's very difficult because you can't just drop it in dead weight.
He tried a clever one there, didn't he? Tried to move that red. Sacrifice position, try and move it out. And he has landed on this blue, but it's not easy. Might even see him refuse the pot.
Do you know what, Aaron, if he could see the brown, he'd play the brown all day and move it off the cushion and leave him snookered on the red, wouldn't he? I don't think he can see it. Well, if he can see the brown, I suggest that might be the worst shot in the world. Yeah. Push the brown off, you're going to need it for a clearance.
Brown ball.
And leave him lined up.
John Higgins. 1.
I knew he wouldn't let me down, Darren. I played the right shot there. He was just winding me up looking at something else. Good shot. So in all intents and purposes, it's looking like a red ball fight. because you think whoever gets the red, the way the colours are, they're certainly going to be favourite for the frame.
What I will say about John Higgins, his safety has been top notch tonight. That wasn't. That was a loose one by his standards. You can see 93% is a big success. But that poor shot from John Higgins has forced an error from his opponent. A lot of distance between both balls, but red is close to that green pocket. He's not got to do a lot other than make sure of the pot.
Yeah, it's a very poor from Zhou Yuelong to even leave this pot. It's not over the hole, this, but it's an opportunity shouldn't have been given.
Well,
Even where he's kissed the yellow to is absolutely perfect. Drop the green in, bang on the yellow. Looking like 3-0. And I agree with you entirely, Dan, on what you said. I mean, John Higgins' safety's been absolute granite most of the night.
oh,
Yeah, the frames have gone awkward. He's missed a few balls. Chances have been few and far between, but he still kept his opponent at arm's length and gave him plenty of trouble. And the object of the exercise is to win. Sometimes it can be very pretty, other times not so.
6. No.
Another long drawn encounter, 40 minutes and counting. And the longest of the match. There's been a couple of long ones already.
Sorry. Could you please not move?
Someone on the front row is moving about. As John has just said, if you don't mind, this is quite an important brown.
And goes the brown.
30.
Been a disappointing evening for Zhou Yuelong so far.
18.
John Higgins is going to be far from pleased with his performance. He'll be very pleased with what the score is, though. And in goes the pink, so we're still waiting for this match. John Higgins breaking off in his fourth frame. His opponent, Zhou Yuelong, really needs to get this frame, you would feel, to have any chance in this match. It's a funny thing, the old interval at 15-20 minutes. What a difference it makes. Because you can guarantee if it was to go 4-0 now, John would be quite happy to stay out to finish the match. So big frame for both players, more so for the young man at the table. remember when I was growing up, John, when I had a bit of advice given me, this is not how good your A game is, it's how good your bad game is, your B game. And you would have to say, you know, John Higgins, when his A game is on song, well, he's been one of the best this game's ever seen, but his B game is so good. He's still so good when he's way off the mark.
Yeah, having that in your armoury, something to fall back on when your potting and your break building's not great or the balls are awkward. It's an art in itself. Mark Selby being another wonderful exponent of it. I mean, Mark can make breaks for fun, but it's not working. Boy, can he make it tough for you. Interested that Zhou Yuelong didn't go in and hit any balls at the interval. Thought he might have done, Darren.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise to me. That was, I thought he's bound to get on the practice table and just get his arm going again due to the way them first 4 frames went, but I mean, John Higgins will be quite happy for more of the same, even though it wasn't the best of quality. He was getting the wins on the frames, and that's the most important thing, as you said earlier. Sometimes you can play fantastic. You know, Neil Robertson did today against Barry Hawkins, played absolutely fantastic, didn't lose the match. Sorry, I should say he didn't win the match. You know, Barry Hawkins, you'd have to say, struggled today. The first one to say he struggled until the very last frame.
This week from people who've gone home. And you've got people who've absolutely fizzed, and then the next round, they're not the same player. Bing Yu beat Sean Murphy, made 4 centuries, and had 100% pot success in his opening match, and got beaten round 2. Yeah, I had a little chat with John when we were upstairs, and he was saying the conditions aren't really the easiest at the moment. He said the cushions are bouncing very oddly. He said it can make you quit on the ball. He said you're playing little shots and expecting a bounce, and then when you're playing it doesn't come. He said the next time you do and your cue ball's lost, so it's a little bit tricky. The tables will be reclothed and new cushion cloth this evening, so ready for the semi-final. So just a case of getting this match won, and the conditions will be back to superb tomorrow.
Centre. He could have done with a little flick on the green then, couldn't he? He's been a bit unfortunate there. Big bounce as well off that side cushion, as we've already spoken. But it was a great pot.
Yeah, it's just gone behind the balk line. That cue ball was on the balk line. I wouldn't blame him for having a go at the green, trying to make something happen because he's 4-0 down. But it's just that little bit too far in the balk area to play the intended pot. Oh, John Higgins having a look at see if that'll be. I can cut in the middle pocket. Surely Zhou Yuelong wouldn't have left him this if it cuts. Well,
well, he had to get the thinnest of edges, and he'll be really pleased with the result there.
even when he plays a pot, he plays safe. Look where the cue ball's finished. That is unbelievable. You'll finish it anywhere, but it's there. And he can't really put him back in. Because if John Higgins thinks it's cut, it is cuttable, he'll have another go at it.
that's turned into a very good shot, but that came very close to going all wrong there. If he just caught that red there, there's a possibility of the cue ball going into the right centre. That's very good indeed. Again, that cue ball glued to this top cushion. One of the hardest shots on the table to play when you're tight on any cushion. I mean, he'd love to go for this red to the left centre. It's fraught with danger. He's going to have to get a good cue ball and get it far enough down the table not to leave the one. If he misses to the right centre. Straight in the middle of the pocket. He's on the green. So he has played a few good pots already early on in this fifth frame. So there's signs that he's coming to life.
Yeah, you know yourself, Darren, it's sometimes to the point of no return, isn't it? Player loosens up, starts hitting the ball better, bit of pressure comes off. That won't change, of course, unless he wins a couple of frames and then starts getting close. And that'll change his perspective again. But at the moment, he's more or less playing with nothing to lose because, well, the scoreline at 4-0 down. It looks like he's going home. So loosen up and have a go. See where it takes you.
5.
I think the bottom red, that cluster, will pot into the top right-hand pocket. So if it does, he'll drop on that and try and leave it low. But then again, he may go into the pink. No. No, he's hold the cue ball. So he can play on that in a minute.
10.
Yes, pink is probably looking favourite. If he plays the black, he's going to have to play it with run inside, striking the cue ball on the right. Otherwise, he'll go into the back of the reds.